Alright, so in this video I'm going to talk about MindLab Pro in 2023 and onwards. A lot has changed, but there's some interesting things that I want you to know about. I've been using this nootropic for a long time, over 5 years, probably a lot longer actually, as long as I can remember, to be honest. And I really have, had some long-term experiences with this thing, and I want to explain in this video, considering getting MindLab Pro, the pros, the cons, and in 2023 and onwards, is it actually the best choice anymore, or is there a better alternative? Okay, so first I will explain the problem, and I'll try and keep this video as concise as possible. I know your time's valuable. I don't want to, waste your time, but at the same time, you need to just bear with me for a few minutes just to really understand the context here. And by the way, if you click the link in my description, there should be a link in the description. You can get like a really good price on MindLab Pro, and you can kind of have that open in one tab as you listen to me in another tab, if that makes sense, because I'm going to be explaining things that you might be seeing like on the page of MindLab Pro, which you can have like side by side, so it makes more sense. So click on the link in the description and leave this playing in the background so you can hear me talking about the page, if that makes sense. So the problem with most nootropics is that they have either the wrong ingredients or they have the right ingredients in the wrong quantities. And the problem with this in the nootropic world is it means that they just doesn't have an effective dose. The dose of the ingredients might check the boxes on paper, so it might be like, it might have the right thing, let's say whatever ingredient you're after, but the quantity is so off, so it's so far in the wrong direction that it's not enough to be effective. And especially when you combine this with kind of like synthesized versions of certain ingredients that are not easily absorbed, you end up with a situation where and I'm sure, come on, you know this already, right? In the nootropic space, in the smart drug space, you have basically the Wild West. Okay, you have companies springing up left and right, making nootropics, putting ingredients in that are synthesized with like fillers and, bad ingredients, bad dosages, not very easily absorbed ingredients, just so they can tick the box and say, yes, it includes this. Okay, whatever the case may be. And that's not good. And it gives nootropics a bad name because, you need the dose to be, the dose of the ingredients needs to be in the right amount. Otherwise, it won't actually do anything. It's just, you may as well be just drinking lemonade or something. I don't know. Okay, so the good thing about MindLab Pro is they don't have that problem, which is very rare in the nootropic space. And this is one of the reasons why they're on the more expensive side. I think you have a couple of others that are around the same price range. Like you have Qualia Mind, I think, Neurohacker Collective, which again, they have their problems, but the reason that they're on the more expensive side is because they actually do it right. And there's the old saying, you get what you pay for. The reason they're more expensive is because they use ingredients that are actually effective. And by effective, I mean they have the correct dose, they're actually easily absorbed, and they're in the right quantities. These things are really important, and this is why you can't shortcut this stuff. If you try and undercut them or try and go with a cheaper brand because it has the same ingredients, maybe at a slightly lower dosage and the price is lower, it's not going to do the same thing. And I'm sure you've realized this actually if you've, like I have, if you've tested out multiple nootropics and compared them. Yes, you might be getting the same ingredients or some of the same ingredients for a lower price. Let's say you save $10, right? But the dosages and the synthesized versions of them, they have to cut corners somewhere to make it profitable, the company, I mean. So you have to ask yourself, what are they cutting? What am I losing in order to get this cheaper price? Because you are losing something. Whether it's the quality of the ingredient, the quality or the safety level of the filler, the, whatever it is, the quality control at the factory. To get a cheaper product in the nootropic space and really in the whole supplement space, you will be sacrificing quality. So all of that to say, MindLab Pro does it right, and this is one of the reasons I still use them. I'm just going to, in a minute, briefly explain what I think is the right approach for nootropics in general. But in 2023, I don't see really any tangible, actual competitors to MindLab Pro. And I know that's a big statement, but this is the reason I've been using them for so long, is because it's hard to find a company or a nootropic that actually does the same thing and has the same ingredients at an effective dose that hasn't been screwed up with like synthesized ingredients or fillers. So, the reason I'm not talking about specific ingredients is because I want to keep this very simple and easy to understand for beginners, because I imagine there's a large amount of people in the nootropic space interested in this stuff, but they're put off by how complicated it is, or how many choices they have. What I like about MindLab Pro is it's very simple, very nice, safe ingredients, lots of research behind each one, and they don't use crazy amounts of fillers or synthetic ingredients. So it's good. They do a lot of things right. And for that reason, that's the main thing, the main kind of nootropic that I recommend you get in your stack. If you do want to get involved, there's a link in the description. You can go to MindLab Pro and, if you haven't already, and check them out. Some interesting things to consider as alternatives, because, you're probably already looking at alternatives. In my opinion, you can get good results with having like caffeine mixed with L-theanine. It's a very simple, pairing, but it works very effectively. And for most people, that will give you the boost you need. It's not until you really start getting into flow state and really, doing deep work. For those of you who are familiar with the concept of deep work, if you just want a mental boost in focus, and you're already a coffee drinker, taking L-theanine with the caffeine will be a game changer for you anyway. So you, in that case, would just, you wouldn't need anything more than that. But if you are like me and you want to get the best, you want to really optimize your brain and get the best ingredients and have the best results, short and long term, then MindLab Pro is, in 2023, I don't see any alternative. I'd love to hear in the comments if you know of something better, and if you can explain how and why they're better. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's my thoughts.